Hello and welcome to another session of university. This subject is HLT540, which is assessment in clinical education. And today I'm going to give you a look around the I2 site and get you to think about some of the things on the site, and we'll have a look at the subject outline. There's a subject overview here on the home page, and my contact details are below there, and we will get on. So first of all, what people first ask about is, what is this subject about? So we'll pop into the subject outline and have a look. Alright, so really what we're looking for is to help you put together what you know already about assessment and use it in clinical education, and think about what are better ways in which to teach and to assess students in clinical teaching. So that's what the main thing that this subject is about. But there's the learning outcomes for the subject, and we'll use them as we go through because they're in the assessments. Alrighty, so this is a subject that you're studying online for your masters in a range of different professions. What you require to do to pass the subject is to gain a 50% or more as a cumulative grade for all assessments in the assignment. And if you don't put in one assignment, you will receive a fail grade as per regulations. Okay, let's skip down here. There are readings listed in the modules, and there's plenty of modules to do, and you'll see that from here, this assessment, subject and assessment schedule, and you'll be able to look at the dates that your papers are due and the modules. So read this carefully. This subject content goes on to talk about the generic attributes as well as the attributes that we are doing for the learning outcomes. And then the pages that most people are mostly interested in are the assessment items. The first thing we're asking you to do is undertake a scholarly paper on the principles of assessment. It's worth 50% and due the 6th of April. We will have we'll have a range of discussions, probably an online meeting and maybe another lecture on what you need to do for this assignment. But to get you started, there's some tasks here. So you should be able to have a look at that and get to start putting it together. Read the rubric and think about what you're being asked to do. You're being identify, discuss and analyse principles of assessment used in clinical education, and examine and discuss the principles of formative and summative assessment in clinical assessment. So you're being asked to do a couple of things in that particular criterion row, and then you've got a couple of other things you need to do, but we'll talk about them further. Here are the presentation requirements for the assignment, and they will be similar to the second assignment. The second assignment is called Leading Student Assessments in Clinical Practice, and this is a critical reflection where you think about your style of leadership in relation to undertaking and facilitating assessments with students. In other words, how do you lead students, and then what's your leadership style in terms of their education and their assessment? What do you do? Do you use a more formal approach? That sort of thing. And we'll talk again more about this assignment as it comes closer. More presentation. And then there's just further information in the subject outline about what you need to do for extensions, penalties, that sort of thing. You need to read this clearly. Right, back to the site. The contacts are here, so you've got Dr. Susan Bragg there, who can help you with your course organisation. I'm obviously coordinating this subject. Peter Butler is one of the faculty liaison for the Allen team, and we'll be able to help you enormously. And then there's Ask at CSU. You'll be able to get questions answered there. Now, in the announcements, I will put up things telling you important things like I did here last week, and I will discuss what like talk about what's, I might say we've got, please come to tomorrow's online meeting or something like that. The discussion board is where you'll start talking about particular parts of the subject. If you want to talk about the content in general, like something you found interesting in the module, you put it in here. Whereas we'll talk about the assessments in here. Now, the online meeting. Now, I'll be putting those dates up, but effectively you come into online meeting and it's like a tutorial, so not like a lecture. And it will look like this. There'll be something on the screen, probably a PowerPoint. You'll be able to see my name and other people's names. There'll be a chat box, and depending, some weeks there might be downloads or link boxes that I'll have up there as well. And this is where we talk about the subject content. Scrolling further down the left hand side, there's the CSU library information, learning opportunities if you're struggling, other useful links, Easts where you submit your assignments. You go into my grades, but and that's where you'll receive your marks. Okay, now one thing I've skipped over is I want to talk to you about the learning modules, and this is where all your critical learning comes in. So if you're not sure where I'm navigating, I'm coming off this left hand tab here. Now when I came into modules, this is opened like this. Now we're going to click forward here, and in all of these modules you're going to go forward. There's plenty of work to be done where you're looking at things, reading things, thinking about things, okay, as per the schedule in here. I'll go up to the here we are. Alright, so you'll start working through these, and we will have a once a fortnight online meeting where we will discuss the modules that you've been doing, and we'll go through any problems that you've noted and talk about the assessments. I hope this has been informative for the first look at the subject, and I look forward to speaking with some of you, and look forward to getting your work and your varied different backgrounds as they come in.